Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and notification bell if you love to watch more cheating stories. If you want to know how to get back your ex-girlfriend and boyfriend, click the link below.
Physical and mental impacts of dishonesty. Been practically 2 months given that I last uploaded, as well as nearly 3 months considering that he informed me concerning the event, so believed I would certainly post here again. Mainly due to the fact that no one in my life truly knows exactly how I really feel or what I'm going through, as none of them have actually been via it. I talked to my mom a whole lot concerning it, but her as well as my papa are still significantly in love after 3 decades, so she doesn't understand like you individuals do. Didn't ever anticipate any one of this to occur to me, particularly after nearly 1 decade together. I dislike seeming like I wasted my youth on him. Over a third of my life I spent with this individual that could do this. He has taken all the huge moments in my life and made them painful to look back on. He was there when I passed my driving test, finished, got my dream job, got our first house. I was likewise so fired up to show him my bridal gown when our wedding celebration came around. We did so much in our time together, and also I was so happy those 1 decade, yet I currently seem like every one of those memories are polluted. I wish to be able to look back on my previous trips and also experiences without the pain I currently really feel. I wish I get there at some point. I feel like it would have made it easier to accept if there had been signs that something was wrong, such as fighting and also distance. However, there was none of that. Exactly how human beings can inflicting this type of discomfort and hurt on someone else is unbelievable. Exactly how he could sit there and also pick out our wedding celebration rings, as well as a week later on begin an affair, is crazy to me. We had talked sometimes in the past about exactly how disloyalty was disgusting. She clearly transformed his mind. I might just pay attention when my mom tells me they are both terrible individuals and should have each other, however I still don't seem like that. I really intend to go to the stage of despising him, but I can't. All my hate is concentrated on the app. Knowing she was inquiring about me in the weeks as well as months leading up to this makes my skin crawl. She recognized I had actually gotten my bridal gown and we had actually picked our wedding rings, as well as were still pursuing an engaged man who was due to get married in May. I recognize I could never ever do that to a person. Do not get me wrong, though he does shoulder the majority of the blame, but she isn't innocent. She recognizes me as well. I wish I feel a change in myself after May when the wedding was planned. I know the day will certainly be really tough to deal with, but I hope it's a little bit of a turning point. The physical results I have actually been really feeling, considering that finding out about the affair have actually been terrible. My breast has been actually unpleasant as well as limited. It reoccurs now, however it's been really bad the last couple of days. The upper body discomfort makes it so challenging to do anything as my heart price rises and my breathing really feels hefty. I have actually been having nightmares regarding them with each other and waking up sweating. I sometimes enter such a panic when I wake up that I start hyperventilating. I additionally discover myself just breaking down and weeping at all times, in the house, at the office. I work alone a lot of the moment, so nobody else is there, yet it appears even worse when I'm driving in my vehicle. I always plead myself to not weep when I feel it coming on, and also just feel so useless to be so troubled over someone who is happy without me. It feels like it comes in waves. As 1 minute I will think my life is improving and I'm anticipating something, but then this wave comes over and it eats me. When the waves of sadness come over, it makes me really question just how I can go on with this life. A great deal of the time my life just doesn't feel worth living without him. Having thoughts that I'd be better off not here is so terrifying. I recognize I would certainly never do anything to hurt myself, as it would certainly damage my family members, yet simply having those thoughts is scary enough. I just feel tired all of the moment, even after getting a good night's sleep. I've been attempting to focus on myself, yet it's actually tough as I seem like I have no worth. Despite the fact that he told me himself I not did anything wrong and it is all his trouble, I angle aid yet think I need to have done glitch and also something need to be wrong with me. I sob to myself asking what she has that I don't. Just how he can select her over me when I begged him to select me. I wish to maintain consuming healthy and keep up my workout, however finding the energy to do so is really tough. Specifically when I simply intend to relax as well as cry constantly. I've been placing myself available as well as speaking with buddies as well as making new close friends, which is good as well as makes me feel better, yet it simply really feels even worse when a wave of sadness comes over. One of my friends is really lately a widow, and also even she claimed she prefers the means she lost her husband to me, as it's simpler to manage as he didn't rip off and leave her, he had no choice. I've also started seeing a therapist, which has been assisting a great deal. She makes me examine my very own ideas of self-question and also disgust of myself. I understand I remain in an extremely privileged situation to be able to pay for therapy. Obtaining therapy has actually made me understand how much he is the one that needs the specialist to deal with being so indifferent. His mum cheated on his papa with his stepdad, so he undoubtedly grew up believing it served behavior. However, things are also searching for. I just obtained laser eye surgical procedure which I've wished to provide for years. I scheduled my initial solo trip for later on this year. I have numerous points to look forward to as well as I'm developing a good network around me, but it's still hard to imagine taking place without him. I always wanted him to be in my life as he genuinely was my friend. I have actually never felt as close and comfortable with someone as I was with him. I never visualized a life without him. I have actually made a listing of his flaws as well as plan to look at them when I obtain depressing regarding losing him. I have now taken the position that I do not want him to have access to any type of part of my life. Initially I wanted him to see it all and also believe he's losing out. I currently do not believe he should have that gain access to. He does not have any kind of right to know how I am doing or what I depend on. If he intended to maintain me in his life as a friend like he says he does, he shouldn't have actually cheated. He can't decide on which method he wants me in his life. Specifically when I agreed to forgive all if he had simply given us the opportunity. I am angry that he really did not provide us the opportunity to deal with our relationship if he thought something was wrong prior to he started his event. The papers to move your home into my sole name have been signed to make sure that should be full in the next week or two. He will obtain what he desires, which was me out of his life. If he believes he can be better with this app that has never ever had a long-term connection of any kind after that, so be it. I genuinely hope she ruins his life like he has mine. I understand I won't see his downfall but hope it is as excruciating as possible. I understand over time I will certainly be far better off without him. I will be a stronger individual. I just want I could avoid to the moment when that is. When I'm better without him than I was with him. Below are some of the very best comments from our community. Stay solid. You cannot walk around the discomfort, you have to go through it, and also you're still so near to it. It will certainly get better. It's been nearly 18 months given that D-Day for me, and there are still times I'm squashed by the future she stole from my kids and also from me. Yet it's truth and I need to take care of it, and the times between feeling gets longer as well as longer. Good luck. Maintain coming back below for aid. It's an incredibly effective community that recognize what you're going through. I'm so sorry you are likewise going through this. The first year is rough. Like you, I was with my ex-lover partner for years, near 19 years to be exact. We have a youngster and his adultery is the factor I declared separation. I am 16 months out since discovery. I still think of my ex every day. However, the discomfort isn't the same. I am also no longer angry at him or app. I just wish to move forward and wish that our little girl becomes a delighted, well-changed kid once again. Getting to this state of mind took a great deal of time, effort, as well as therapy. I shifted focus to myself and also my daughter. I started to do points I've constantly wanted to do. It's almost like I'm dating myself as part of my self-discovery. At first of my trip, I keep in mind shedding a lot of weight the very first couple of months due to the fact that I was so heartbroken. Then came the temper. Suddenly, I found myself peaceful. After that something would happen and I would certainly be right back to rage, unhappiness, rage and then tranquility again. It's a roller coaster. It's been a month where I'm continuously at peace once more and also I'm wishing this remains. Best of luck to you in your journey. Respect yourself. It is okay to weep as well as be angry. The recovery process is rough, but points will at some point get better. Maintain doing what you are doing. Before you know it, you will certainly look back as well as begin seeing all the positives in your life without him. At some point, we will change and adjust to our brand new typical. Healing isn't linear. There are low and high to this. Recently I felt unstoppable. This week I have actually been in bed crying practically every night. Today was January 2022. It's been an isolating experience for me just recently. My specialist is actually the only one I can talk with about this. Like you stated, no one else in my friend or family team has experienced this, luckily. And nobody actually knows just how to handle it, they don't understand the trauma. He will not more than happy with app, not over time, if they last in all. I've checked out many tales on these subs and also if they do last their lives are generally packed with turmoil as well as discomfort. They're starting a relationship on a faulty structure. It cannot compare to what you and also ex-spouse had. Not also close. Continue with nice until they end up being ghosts in your life, hidden out of mind. I cannot provide you any kind of recommendations apart from maintain doing what you're doing. I'm likewise waiting on my heart to overtake my head. Maintain focusing on your wellness and also well-being. Proceed with treatment. I'm glad to hear you scheduled a trip. That's something to eagerly anticipate. At some point points will form, I hope. Keep strong. Do not waste your energy on hate. The best retribution is indifference. I have actually directly been via this, and also I understand that it's not easy. Just keep taking steps to make change points and progress. Concentrate on you. Also if and also when he understands that he's made a large mistake as well as tries to get you back, think long as well as hard before you decide. Truthfully, consider this as a true blessing in camouflage. I'm sorry for what you're undergoing, yet search the silver lining. You're not married, you do not have children, it had not been as revolting as it can have been, and you get to eliminate an enemy in your life. This would certainly have harmed much more if you were wed or had youngsters. You begin again, you get yourself back, you get your very own life back. You can find an individual that respects you and also enjoys you as well as would never rip off on you. Go traveling, go to the health club, method reflection as well as yoga exercise. The pain will pass as all points do. Thanks for viewing. Let me know what you think in the comments listed below. Remember to subscribe and also strike the